Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in. Alabama has won the Iron Bowl 27-20 for the sixth year in a row. The Crimson Tide have come away winners of the best game in college football, the best rivalry in college football. I don't care what Michigan and Ohio State try to claim. Whenever they play, it really never amounts to much. But anyway, you have reached the Bama Standard post-game show. Before we get rolling, I need you to hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. If you are watching the replay, get in the comments section below. But hey, we got a live chat available here, so I expect to hear from every single one of you tonight. So let your voice be heard. I'm your host, Justin Riley, and with me is the illustrious king of the strip, who's never short of words. And it's going through quite an emotional weekend for several reasons. We didn't help matters, but Daniel Petty, glad to have you in, sir.
Woo! Yay, man. Hey, great win. Roll Tide. Always great to get a win on the plains. Let's talk about it.
And then last but not least, a man who tells us every week by giving knowledge that we know absolutely nothing. He's a guy who helps us make it all make sense. The illustrious Coach Carl. Welcome back, brother.
Hey, man, I appreciate it, man. Roll Tide, baby.
Roll Tide. Man, I tell you, this game is never going to be short of anxiety, guys, especially when we go to the Indian burial ground that is Jordan-Hare Stadium. And, of course, it played out just as we expected. I hoped in the back of my mind that this would be the game where Alabama suddenly gets their crap together and we win in dominating fashion. But no. You can't spell anxiety without the script A. But the biggest thing is we came away with a victory. So like we always do, we're going to start things out by giving our immediate reactions. Petty, start us out, then we'll go to Coach Carl, and I'll try to add a few things here and there.
Immediate reaction. The offense started out surprisingly running the ball, showing us something we didn't think they could do. And then, again, it disappeared. The game got tight. But, man, credit to Bohr for dropping balls the size of grapefruits and going for it on 4th and 2. When I thought he should have kicked the field goal, Isaiah Horton was timely all night. The defense played lights out. Ty kept making plays when he needed to. Man, what a good kid. It just a good win. Anytime you win down, like you said, on the Indian burial ground, it's a good night. Again, I thought the defense continued what it's been doing. It's been really good all year, second half adjustments. But, man, it got tight. It got a little tighter than expected. But, getting that touchdown, games – seem to have a script almost, even though, all right, you kick that field goal, then you're scared you can't give up the touchdown. Score a touchdown there, then you put all the onus on Auburn to have to score a touchdown, and then the pressure completely reverts. It was such a game swing, and I mean that was the play of the game, that 4th and 2 call at the goal line. So great call by DeBoer, great win by Alabama.
Coach Carl, you are on the mic now. Would love to hear what you've got to say. Like Patty said, we definitely need to throw a lot of praise the way of the defense. They were the heroes tonight when the offense just was stagnant for the most part. And let's go ahead and give Auburn credit, too. They have arguably one of the best defenses in the country. They made life a living hell. They did their job.
God, that defensive front.
But our defense was gassed at times, of course, because of that. We gave up a touchdown. Made things a little bit more tighter than we wanted, but they definitely were the heroes. But I'm taking your time. Coach Carl, give me your immediate reaction to this game.
Well.
Here it comes.
What I would say is this, man. There is no earthly reason this game should have been 20-20. Period. The offense started off booming. Defense was playing lights out. We tried damn trick play. And then the offense goes in reverse. That is my immediate reaction. We run the ball down their throat, run jolly old good time. Christmas right around the corner. About to get a nice Christmas present when the Iron Bowl blowout, right? Doing every single thing that it is possible to win this game easily. And then we get inside the red zone and do a trick play, kick a field goal, and then the offense is in reverse. Offense does nothing the rest of the first half, nor the third quarter, until late drive in the fourth quarter where we get that 4th and 2 that Petty just talked about. I would have took the field goal, honestly. But at that point, the board knew our offense was probably going to get the ball back again. So he took a shot on the man. My biggest come away from the game outside of that is they didn't target Ryan Williams not one time in this game. Ryan Williams played about 15 snaps the whole damn game. Some in the pie ain't sweet. Y'all tell me something, Justin, but some in the pie ain't sweet.
I don't have any kind of answer for that. He has been pulling a disappearing act for several games now, and quite honestly has not lived up to the potential. I don't know if it's something that he and the coaches are at odds with. I'm definitely not going to put that into the atmosphere so folks don't run out and start posting things that we say here tonight. But I have to go by what I know, and he all season long, he's not the best route runner. He oftentimes will jog through routes. If he's going to face any kind of physicality, he tends to shy away from catching the ball. But when he's open, he's more than willing to catch it. But too often we see him dropping the ball in critical situations. So the recipe does not add up for a lot of success. I don't know if he is doubting himself because he expected to accomplish more this season, and he hasn't quite realized that, hey, I can't do what I did in high school at this level. I got to do something different. I don't know. It's a lot of speculation, but we definitely needed that extra person because, as you saw tonight, we go against a great defense. Jordan Bernard, arguably the best receiver, is taken out of the equation. Latzir Brooks hadn't popped off in quite some time, didn't do very much tonight. Isaiah Horton was arguably the hero of the game because he had to be. We didn't have the services of Josh Cuevas. I think if Josh Cuevas is in that game, a different outcome. We were able to move the ball a lot better, but he had to be the guy. And to your point, Coach Carl, to your point, Petty, these trick plays have got to stop. They are drive killers and momentum killers. And that ended what could have probably put away the game a lot earlier. And after that, it was 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out.
3 and out, three and out.
And just bumbling around and relying on the defense to do their part, which for the most part, the defense held their own until they couldn't on that one touchdown pass to Simmons. But things have got to change. And I don't understand the play calling at times either. Coach Carl, help me understand why we're still trying to run these deep post routes and nothing underneath. And especially when Ty Simpson, God bless him, doesn't have the arm to go deep. What are we doing? Why are we not playing to our strengths right now? Why are we not calling more screens? We saw a relentless pass rush all night. I think I may have counted like 1, maybe 2 screens at most. Never called that. Help me understand.
Because the screens, a lot of time, man, when you run the offense, but defense that breaking loose with that much pressure, the screens usually don't work neither. Because once them defensive line start realizing that you're releasing them, then they start peeling back and they kill the screen. And then you don't have the right running backs in the game at the time to run screen. Jam wasn't catching the ball well. So what you gonna throw AK Deer in the game at that point to run the screen? They know that's coming because they didn't really think that he was gonna be a downhill runner. So you really can't do much, man, in that point, but just try to play what you have. But to what you alluded to, man, is that all these deep NFL rock concepts. NFL have guys get paid a lot of money to block, and they can't really do it a lot of time either. So what happened to run these different flood routes? Like what happened to a flood route? What happened to a stick route? What happened to these different route concepts when you got a short, your intermediate, then your deep ball? What happened to somebody breaking containment and coming across the quarterback face or get a quarterback something to see? We don't see any deep routes. Like, I don't know, man. I think it's more Ryan Grubbs is still in that NFL model of play calling that you got these high power offensive line that you can dink and dunk here and there on the behind line of scrimmage. You guys breaking loose, or you got these long rock concept like in the NFL that takes 5 or 6 seconds to develop. I don't get it, man. I was watching football. I don't understand how you running. Everybody knows, even me sitting inside the house, we run trips on one side of the field. You shift trip to the wide side of the field. We already know what is coming. This is going to be a C gap run play to the outside on the boundary side. We all know what's coming. Why we keep running? Why don't we just run the ball down field side behind 3 damn wires?
Looks like the internet got him, Petty.
It did, man. The folks down in Lee County have cut him off for speaking too much sense.
They absolutely did.
It's redundant. It's stupid.
So basically, teams have the playbook or the blueprint when it comes to our offense. Oklahoma laid it down, and Marvin Constant even argued that LSU before that, even South Carolina before that, really had the blueprint laid out. And Auburn, for the most part, followed that to the T, and they were very effective. But I still think that they weren't so effective to where it was going to prevent us from really taking this game over. I felt like several times we shot ourselves in the foot and took ourselves out of the game, and it made this more of a pain in the ass than it should have been.
Yeah. 3rd down and 2. 3rd and 2, man. We dropping back passing about 20 yards down the field. No, man, come on. Just run the ball dead at them. You don't have to flick them out. You run the ball dead at them. Give me an A-gap run. Whatever side the damn nose tackle take, we go to the opposite side. It just period. Just straight up the A-gap. And Daniel Hill was running the ball very well. Jam running the ball hard.
Jam was running.
Kept them two guys going straight at Auburn, man. Neutralized the ends. Kendra Falk couldn't do anything in the first quarter because they kept everything inside. Jam will bust it outside. If he tried to do a twist or a stunt and go inside, Jam will break outside. They neutralized Kid. All they had to do is just keep running the same game plan and sprinkle in a little passing game, whip that. They could have beat Auburn easily, man. I mean, like easily, 35-0. Easily. They put the defense in too many tight situations. He was held up for the most part in the first half. And then second half, man, all those damn 3 and out, man, the defense just gave. Guys jumping routes, trying to make picks. Dijon Lee turn loose 4 because he reading the inside dig on Singleton. Turn loose forward on the sideline. They're just trying to make plays for the offense because the offense was leaving them in tight situations. That's all.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing that a viewer pointed out, I forgot who it was because everything's kind of coming in very fast. And one thing we did wrong that really has not been an issue for us this whole season was penalties. To my knowledge, we had 8 penalties tonight. Penalties that allowed Auburn to extend drives and didn't allow us to put the game away at times. That was just very crucial. Thankfully, it came down to a turnover, and that's something we talked about this week. Usually in this game, it's going to be who is able to avoid the turnovers, and Auburn thankfully gave us a gift, and Bray Hubbard was able to capitalize all that with the Marvin Constant neck roll. Shout out to him tonight. He played a hell of a game. But just out of character, we played like a team that was on the road that hadn't been there before. And I can't speak for the players, but to me, I would think the hostile environment of a Georgia or some of the other teams we play on the road would have been a lot worse. But it took us a while to finally settle down. Defensively, I felt like we settled down a lot quicker. Offensively, we were settled on and off. It was really inconsistent. We couldn't quite gather ourselves, but we apparently did when it mattered the most. So let's go to the positives and negatives of the game. And look, I'm trying to not beat on these guys too much because, hey, we won the Iron Bowl. We beat our rival. We have the opportunity to continue our season, SEC championship, and into the playoffs. Not really sure what the committee is going to decide, depending on what the outcome is when it comes to the championship game. They say that we're not supposed to be affected regardless of win or lose, but this is a different committee. This is a different era. But we're going to talk about Auburn. Positives and negatives of the game. Starts out Coach Carl, then we'll go to Petty.
Run game, first half, positive. Your defense, first half, major positive. Second half, lack of offense, major negative. Defense kept playing very well, but gave up a few shots. Ended up becoming a negative. Isaiah Horton stepping up, becoming a positive, man, but a huge positive. He did his thing tonight. Got away with a push off. Did that in the third. Not having more wide receivers involved in the offense is a huge negative. Jordan-Hare had one catch. Well, missed a lot of throws, tight end. The new guy, 14, dropped the ball. Missed passes out there in the flat to Jordan, so that's a major negative. But other than that, man, we had a very good showing, man, on defense in the first half on offense. So, I mean, we went into the Indian Burial Ground, came out with a win, so that's all that matters right now. So coming out there with a win is a major positive.
Petty, what you got, man?
I mean, the positive, and even though this is going to sound crazy with the game being tied late in the game, and deep into the fourth quarter, I never felt like Bama. I didn't think Bama was going to lose the game. I felt like Bama controlled it. I felt like when Bama scored, it was more because they were running an offense. When Auburn scored, it was a lot of broken stuff happening to make it to work.
Yeah.
And usually when a game's on the line, broken stuff doesn't. That's where the broken stuff kind of falls apart. And the team that's more polished just wins, meaning the better team wins. Felt like Bama just looked better all night, even though Auburn was kind of keeping it close because, all the rivalry aspects, things like the offense disappearing midway through the game. And that was the negative, is the offense disappearing. When Bama was in obvious passing situations and Auburn could pin their ears back, man, that defensive line was getting after Ty. He was looking at one or two receivers. Luckily, as the game went on, Horton was able to step up, make some plays. Bernard was able to step up, make some plays. But, man, he had no time in the obvious passing situations. That's a negative, man. When the ears are pinned back, Ty's having to make stuff happen real quick. But, again, though, with that said, I felt like the offense was going to make plays when it needed to. And so that's the positive. Even with it being the Iron Bowl and all the emotions and all the Indian Burial Ground voodoo horse crap, I felt like Bama was kind of controlling the game, and specifically because how well the defense has played. So, I mean, hats off again. I think the defense has gotten better throughout the year. I think it's one of the top defenses in the country. Kane Wommack's done an unbelievable job. His second half adjustments have been Kirby Smart good. I don't think he gets enough credit for that. Speaking of Kirby Smart, boy, you want to talk about fan bases all over the SEC, just different arrays of emotions. Georgia was sitting there like, come on, Auburn. We're in this thing now. We don't want to see Bama again. Bring us Ole Miss. They've got chaos going on. And sure enough, they got Bama and like, damn it, we get Bama again. It's one team that not to bring Georgia and Kirby into it too soon. I know we're talking about the game tonight in Iron Bowl. But yeah, man, that was it. I think Kane Wommack deserves a hell of a hat tip. That's the positive. Yeah. And DeBoer. I like DeBoer. I think he's a good coach. I like some of the calls. I know, it's this new world of college football. Nothing's going to be perfect anymore, but dude's a winner, and he's winning right now. Year 2, he's got this team into the playoffs. So let's roll.
Right. I'll make it real quick. Negatives for me, I'll start out with that. The same problems that have existed all year are still there. And I'm still a little frustrated that we have not yet figured out a way to take pressure off of Ty. We did a little bit tonight, but then began to regress. We have not found a way to make Ty more comfortable and take that pressure off of him. He's still trying to force things. He's seeing ghosts. But on the flip side, the positive is Ty didn't turn the ball over tonight. He snapped that 7-game streak of turning the ball over. So despite all that he missed tonight, and he did miss some receivers who were wide open. Of course, a lot of that was because he was running for his damn life. But when it counted, Ty was that leader we needed him to be, and he pulled us through. The defense, definitely a positive. I mean, that's who's made the most improvement, and they won this game tonight. And to say different, it'd be crazy. But yeah, back to Ty. I would love to see him to ascend to that Heisman level he was playing at. I look across the league today. Diego Pavia, he's elevating. Even Arch Manning, even though he's out of the playoff situation, he's gotten a lot better. You've got Gunnar Stockton, who has elevated his play. I see all these teams, excluding Texas, who are going to be in the playoffs. They've gotten better offensively. They're playing at a better level. But Alabama still is trying to figure things out. It feels like that we still are throwing things at a wall and hoping they stick at times. The musical chairs on the offensive line has been a thorn in our side the entire season. It's time to start figuring some things out because this is where it counts. We got Georgia next week. Who knows what we do? And like Petty said, Kirby Smart is one of the best adjusters in the game right now, and he sees tendencies. They're very, very apparent. But the main positive, before I get to that, let's give a shout out to our kicker, Connor Talty, who's been one of the most criticized players on this team. And I want everyone to know in the chat who's watching tonight, in no way did we ever endorse booing a player at all. Look, we all are frustrated. We're sharing that. We need him to make kicks. We need everyone to do their thing, but at no point is it ever good to publicly humiliate someone. And that's what happened last week. Unacceptable. But he came in tonight, and in ugly games, you got to make threes, and he made a big one, 46-yarder. So shout out to him to open the scoring. And the most important thing is we won the damn game. All right, let's get to one of our sponsors, the official sponsor. Let me get our sponsor real quick, and then I'll let you talk. The official sponsor of the Bama Standard Postgame Show, Title Towel. Hey, if you're going to Atlanta, there's one thing that you need to go with you, and that is your official Title Towel. Go to www.whitwellsports.com today. Enter the promo code STANDARD. You get you a nice discount, courtesy of the Bama Standard Network. That's right, folks. Go to Atlanta carrying your Title Towel that Petty is waving in the air. All right, we're moving along before I get to our next point. Coach Carl, you had something you wanted to add. Go ahead, brother.
No, I want to say take the super chat.
Oh, I definitely will. I'm going to have those in the question and answer segment. So we'll get there quickly because this next topic doesn't take very long. So we'll get to you folks. We're going to use the rest of the show to really get to you guys. Players of the game, as we always like to do, we pick one offensive and one defensive player. Start us out, Petty. Then we'll go to Coach Carl.
I'm going to go Isaiah Horton on offense. On defense, man, good Lord, it's going to be one of the DBs.
So many of them. Anybody?
One of the DBs. Can I do that? That's horrible, man.
Really could go with the whole secondary, by the way. That secondary played.
Hubbard, Mincy played great tonight, man.
Red Morgan.
Brown.
Deion Sam coming down there, filling the alley.
Brown. The secondary. Yeah. I'm giving the secondary to get the game ball tonight, man. The boys
shut down Brown.
Yeah.
Absolutely. For me, offensively, I'll go ahead and go with Isaiah Horton. He was the difference maker. He won't beat Jam. Jam was playing like Jam of old tonight. A lot of respect for him. he did his thing until he couldn't anymore and he got hurt. And it's very unfortunate because it was great to see him playing like Jam of old. Defensively, the entire damn secondary, like Petty just said, I don't want to be a copycat, but you got to give credit where credit's due. Every single one of those guys contributed in some way or another. Maybe a shout out for the fashion choice for Bray Hubbard, the Marvin Constant neck roll.
Yeah.
I think that was the difference in the game, honestly, guys.
Yeah.
All right. It's time.
Offense, I would say the same guy, Isaiah Horton. Defense, I would say Kane Wommack.
Ooh, that's good.
Man, I hope we enjoyed him because, man, there's a good chance the dude's going to get a head coaching job.
Ghosts. Yeah.
Well, if we're honest with ourselves, we really didn't expect him to last more than 1 or 2 years before someone grabs him as a head coach.
No, he's a shooting star.
The question is, where is he going to go? Oh, yeah, and shout out to Coach Shep for getting hired as Oregon State's head coach yesterday. A lot of people are downplaying it because, let's call it what it is, not the best of the teams out there, but the man's getting an opportunity to change his life and change his career. And if anybody can rejuvenate a team, it's Coach Shep. This is an excellent leader of young man, one of the best recruiters in the game. I firmly believe he's going to make Oregon State a player. So shout out to him. He deserves it. I hate to see him go, but you can't blame a guy for wanting to elevate himself. Let's see. I'm trying to add some more audience questions. So let's start getting to them. We're going to lead off with a super chat from DKR31, $1.99. We greatly appreciate you. Bama's offense needs to run the ball more. Glad they won. Absolutely.
Facts.
Run the damn ball.
Yes. When it's third and short or fourth and short, let's don't pick a slow developing pass play that's no business.
A naked bootleg pass play or 13-step drop, right?
Gosh.
On third
or
you take a 7-step drop on 3rd and 2.
Or let's not pick a trick play.
Yeah, trick play on 3rd and 1.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But thank you, DKR31. And we're going to go to Lisa McClendon, 6986. No targets for Hollywood. Guys, is there anything else that you want to add to this? I mean,
no.
I have my reasons, my speculations based on what we've all seen. The eye test tells some things, but we really don't know what's going on behind the scenes. He was arguably frustrated tonight. Anything you like to add to kind of maybe shed some light?
I did. Ty did try to get one to him on that blitz. He got his arm. He was streaking on the field at that point by himself, but he was trying to get the ball to him. That was the only attempt I saw. Other than that, man, Ty was on a one read. He didn't have time to look and try to find open receivers. Just one read and ball got to go, or you're gonna get sacked. So it was more about pressure.
And I'm not sure how much Hollywood fits in an offense that when it's working like that, it kind of eliminates him from the offense, right? Because he's not the over the middle. That's Horton. That's Bernard. He's your go deep guy, and when you don't have time to go deep, and let's be real, Ty doesn't have the arm that Milroe had to hit that 60, 70-yard bomb. It limits what Hollywood can do in this offense in those moments. So it just, man, it kind of, unfortunately, there's place for him. It nights like that kind of eliminating because of the way the defense is playing him and how much time you've got.
Yeah, it actually eliminated him and Lazier Brooks. Ty just found Lazier Brooks a couple of times on some checkdowns. Yeah, but it was just, I mean, anything deep past 5-10 yards was done.
Yeah, well, everything you saw, he's throwing off his back foot and having to launch. And I mean,
right.
Anything there.
So thank God Isaiah Horton transferred in, because at that point, man, like he's the saving grace. Like, this is the game he transferred for, because he had a big game. He saved our ass today. So thank you, Isaiah. I really, really appreciate you.
and I'm not trying to create any kind of quarterback controversy because Ty's the man. There's no question about that. But guys, would you argue that players like Ryan Williams and Lotzer Brooks are better suited for guys like Keelan Russell, who will have their time next year, who have that arm and who can throw it all over the field? And saying hopefully that Ryan decides to come back knowing that, hey, I got a quarterback who's better suited to what I can do and can get me at that next level. Do you feel that maybe we're just kind of 1 year away from really seeing what Ryan and Lotzer can do?
Yeah. The problem is with Keelan or Austin Matt will be young. I think Austin Matt probably transfer with Shep, right?
Right.
So being out here and then Nick Sheridan probably leaving with Shep. So I think Austin Matt probably going with Shep. So Keelan and those two guys, plus the other guys on the big guys on the end, we will have a lot of explosive plays with our running backs and stuff, this, that, and the third. Problem is Keelan is going to be a second-year player. First year starter, second-year player. Turnover ratio is going to be probably high. But we should be able to score a lot of points, move the ball down the field, very explosive. But it's the chances that we'll have a high turnover ratio. So it's the positives in there about the deep balls, the more fluent flying offense because he got the bigger arm. But it's still a negative in there because he's young, he take chance with the ball. So which one? I kind of like Ty being careful with the ball this year. But, next year the offense may be more dynamic. He may be dropping 40, 50 points a game. So 1 or 2 interceptions won't hurt you.
Right. And then we'll truly be able to see this offense become more of what DeBoer wants it to be because he'll start to have more of his players and he'll be able to execute at a better rate than this year.
Yeah.
Let's go to Lisa McClendon, 6986. Love seeing DeBoer get emotional, talking with Ty and Holly. So happy for this team. Hope Jam is okay. Yeah, seeing him on crutches as the game was closing was difficult to watch. Not sure just how severe that injury is. We'll get updates probably on Monday or Tuesday. Would love to have him for the Georgia game. All right, let's go.
Probably won't happen. Probably won't happen.
We're getting dinged up at the wrong time, guys. Especially with Cuevas already being out. Daniel Lewis Jr. I don't think has ever been on the field. And Parker Brailsford is still not 100%. You saw him rotating tonight with Gino Vandermark. When will he be able to go the length of a game? It's just the unfortunate joys of playing in a conference that actually plays football.
And the crazy part about this crap is our commissioner allowed the Big Ten to pressure him into 9 games like a damn fool.
I was always told to be a leader, not a follower. But yeah. Hey, Cody Stevens, we got $5. Bama's offense makes me want to headbutt a wall sometimes.
Look, I know everybody, man, I've got a developing thought on Bama's offense and what I've seen throughout the year. There's a lot of Hugh Freeze tendencies and at times with the trick plays and the getting cute when you don't really need to get cute. And it goes back to like even the East Illinois game last week when you're running trick plays against East Illinois when you did. So I'm with this. This offense absolutely makes me want to. You get away from certain things that are working. I'll be honest. I don't want to speak too soon. I think this offseason is going to open up a lot of change. So it may resolve itself. Maybe not. Maybe everything stays the same. But I don't think it's going to be the same next year anyway. But I'm not. I see a lot of freezism in this offense where it's just cute to be cute when you could do certain things that it just don't make sense. So I actually like this. This is a well played $5. Throughout the year, I've grown more weary of the stuff. Some of the stuff Grubb runs. I don't think it works. I think it worked in 2006, maybe.
Are you comparing him to Dave Rader, sir?
I think some of that cutesy shit doesn't. I mean, it works one time, but then you try to override it, and again, that stuff you see. I've watched Hugh Freeze live off that kind of crap, and it just doesn't work. It's gimmicky. It's gimmicky versus being outsmarting the defense or opening up space, which you'll see the Heupels, the Kiffins, and that kind of stuff do. When you'll see Kiffin put 2 offensive linemen in the backfield. Well, that's not gimmicky. He's doing it because he's about to run some kind of play.
He's about to run some heavy package, right?
But what Grubb's doing just looks it's a lot more. It just seems gimmicky to me.
Okay, very well said. And it's come that time, guys. He is speaking. The illustrious Don Parker has got $10 coming our way. Happy that Bama beat that dusty, musty, haunted hayride known as Auburn. However, I'm pissed off about the lack of killer instinct. Bama should have given Barn a beat down. I have to disagree with you. Look, I know that we're not pretty at times, and we're probably more consistently inconsistent than most teams. But when it comes to our defense, and guys, tell me if I'm way off base, I feel like there is a killer instinct in that defense, especially in the second half of the season.
The defense has a killer instinct. He's talking about offense. The killer instincts on defense. He's talking about offense having killer instinct. And once you go 17-0, just go ahead and pound the ball down their throat, move the ball down the field, score consistently, beat Auburn ass. If you beat Auburn down, then next year Auburn comes in the Iron Bowl looking kind of skeptic. Now they come in the Iron Bowl with a little chip on their shoulder, thinking that they can compete with us. Just go ahead and beat them down. You should have just whooped Auburn ass, honestly, and set an example for Kirby Smart. That this is what coming next week. Like, that's what I would have done. I would have ran the score up on their ass and been looking at the TV like, see you in Atlanta.
I agree with you in terms of the offense, and that one of the biggest criticisms I've given them the entire season is that we can't seem to find the end zone in the second half of games and put teams away. That to me is a problem. And look, I get it. Defensive coordinators make adjustments, but I don't feel like that they make such incredible adjustments to the point to where we can't move the ball or we can't put something in the end zone. Kirby is one of the best in the game, and we've gone up against some pretty damn good ones here recently. But to the point of where we're just inept, I question that. And we're paying a lot of money to Kalen DeBoer and to Ryan Grubb, who are known for their offensive prowess. We need to be putting points on the board in the second half. So, yes, I agree in terms of that. That killer instinct isn't there. If we're able to actually put together something in second half of games, we're not stressing like we are. And we're not having to rely on luck at times to get us through games. Let's go to our next person. We got 205, Miss Washington. Thank you for being here with us tonight. And for the love of all things football, why isn't Ty running more? Who wants to field this one?
Because we don't need him injured.
That.
Just that simple. Don't need him injured.
Yeah, especially the last part of the game. Why was Ty running when we're trying to drain the clock? We got a 240-pound running back in Daniel Hill.
240-pound running back.
Why can't he run the clock out? Why are you over there getting Ty's head taken clean off, running around the right side? That's just a question.
Don't want to. I guess they didn't want to risk the chance of handing it off and have a fumble. I have no idea. Honestly, I really don't. Give it to the running back. Let the running back do what they gotta do. That's my wife. I don't know what she's watching in there, but probably some shit on TikTok. But yeah, just hand the ball off at that point, man. Just get 2 yards here, get 3 or 4 yards there, get the first down. You don't have to punt. We walking around the sideline. At least he had the nerves. No, he had the sense to go to his sideline and not Auburn's sideline, right? Because I rolled out the pocket, went to the other sideline in my career. Never played football again, going the opposite sideline. So at least he had the nerve, he had the knowledge to go his sideline, so he never had to worry about what I went through.
Great point, Coach. Bama Truth. What's with Ty having to audible every play? Then the timeout right at the start of the fourth quarter. Coach, why is Ty doing that? Is look,
he picking up on the pressures too late. They're coming out of the offense. They're getting the offensive play call coming in too late for one. Then once you get to the line of scrimmage, he diagnosing the plays. By the time he diagnosed what might come in here, what the mic in the 20, the mic in the 30, mic in the 10, by the time they identify with this, that, and the third, it's already on the 10 seconds. Then he trying to change plays. Like he checking out the runs in the pass, checking out the pass into the runs. I've been noticing that a lot. A play call be for a run. He'll see the mic sending the 10, the wheel sending the 30. He gonna check to a run play. But he's checking into a pass play, but checking late. And then a pass play really don't have no chance of making it because a lot of time they setting up like they coming and they back out. And then they make you throw the ball to tight windows. Or there's a lot of misread by the time. So that's all it is.
But to look to DJ Durkin's credit, which I don't want to give him too much credit because he's not a good person, but to his credit, like he does a lot of exotic looks defensively. So he's going to show you one pass. Like the whole eye candy thing works on defense too, just like offense, and he does a lot of that. So that's one thing offensively going into the game. It's gonna be audible in almost every play because they're giving completely different looks and then changing them up at the line. And, again, but to what Coach Carl's saying, obviously not working because you're not getting it. Either the blocking schemes in the pass pro across the board, the line, the backs, and look, some credit Auburn's got a dude that's about to be drafted in the top 10 on that defensive line. Those guys.
Oh yeah.
He's going to get paid a lot of money, and he's going to disrupt a lot of NFL offensive line. So some credit there again, but still, it doesn't need to be a free for all like it was tonight. So yeah, some of it's I don't understand the pass blocking issues still.
Yeah, and when you're making a check, you gotta check the wide receiver, tight end, O-line, and the running back. So if he make a check call, by the time he get the call in, man, it may take him 10 seconds to get the right call in. Doing it at 10 seconds, you don't get a chance to snap the ball.
Yep.
That's what I was saying earlier, like a few weeks ago. On the 10 seconds,
sees that check, and then they check into another defense, and you're
exactly.
you're running
on the 10 seconds, you might as well just run the damn play.
Yeah, just call it.
Just run the play.
Absolutely. Yeah, but shout out, like Coach Carl said, that defense is NFL defense.
That defense is legit.
Like Keldrick Falk and Xavier Atkins, they are as advertised. And you can't I don't care who you cheer for, what side of the fence that you fall on.
24.
Real recognizes real.
24 is a monster. See, 19 come in the game just tearing folk face masks on. He came in the game with bad intentions.
Yeah.
He got thrown out because of it. So and this call it like it is. That really wasn't a targeting play. But kid was just playing old school ball. Hell baby TV 404. Positive defense is way better than the beginning of the season. Negative offense is down.
Way down.
And let me go ahead and run this by you guys in chat. Feel free to tune in, chime in. That's what I meant to say. But it seems like at the close of the past two seasons, the defense is on an upswing, but under DeBoer, the offense greatly regresses. And quarterback play greatly regresses. Look, I know Milroe had his faults in terms of passing the ball and making changes and adjusting, but the same thing is happening to Ty. Ty's a better passer, but he's having issues with protecting the ball, going through his progressions, being protected. Guys, when we're going to call it like it is, there is a regression that's going on the past two seasons, and we were sold a bill of goods that said that we're supposed to have the best offense in the country with the coordinators and coaches we have here.
I'm coming to a realization of this, man. Honestly, I'm thinking like, I think the offense is just trying to get the lead. And then once they get a lead, they're trying to milk the clock to get out of the games without having any major injuries. That's what it seemed like to me. They get a lead, and then they're trying to milk the clock down and get out of the first half, get to halftime without an injury, come out of halftime to try to move the ball a little bit here and there. trying to get out of the game without having major injuries. That's what it seemed like to me, man, honestly. On the Groves, on the Nick Sherrod, it was just pathetic play calling a long time. Groves getting into a little too fancy, too fancy, too pass happy, but he's doing a little too much at times. First half, coming out of the gate, sometimes he's a little too passive, and then he'll get back into the game and start moving the ball down the field, score. I just think it's more like, I don't know, man. I know, again, fans, again, some of those coaches, probably again, some of those boosters, migraine headaches, because we should be, with the offense that we have, man, with the quarterbacks we have, running back receivers that we have, we should be scoring 40, 50 points a game. But we're not. So I don't know. It got to be something going on. Maybe it's an NFL module or something, man. I don't know. I don't get it. But it seems like everybody's nowadays is scoring lower points and winning tight games, except Ohio State and Indiana. So I don't know. Maybe it's more college football thing. You can't score so many points a game. I don't know, man. Somebody tell me. Petty may have a good idea.
Yeah, Patty, let me throw it your way. Where do you stand on this issue?
Oh, crap. Sorry, I was responding to which one are we talking about? And I will give an answer. But
you are a man of the people.
Yeah, I'm responding to the chat.
In short, the past 2 seasons, we have seen a regression
in the quarterback
and regression in quarterback play as well. And look, we're not going to sit here and trash quarterbacks. Each quarterback had their faults.
We talked Milroe could hit the deep ball. That he's got a deep ball that Ty doesn't, but unfortunately he couldn't check down to the short routes. Ty can check to the short routes, but he's having to rush it because I think there's an offensive line issue. I think there's some identity issues with the run game. I think and there's times I don't think we use to strengths completely. I don't know. Maybe the offensive coordinators have this set mindset of they're going to run their offense versus playing to the strengths of both Jalen and Ty. That's what I've kind of seen. I think both of them. I think Ty does. Now, you don't want to get him hurt, but I think Ty's legs are more of a weapon than they've been used for.
Yeah.
And they're not Milroe weapon, but, they are a weapon. But and on the flip side, if Ty doesn't have the ability to hit the deep ball like Milroe did, like work that offense where you're using more sprint out stuff. And I don't know. But I'm not an offense coordinator on this level. That's up for them. But there's also issues. There's issues with offensive line on pass pro, and I don't know why we can't get running backs to block in pass pro at all.
No kidding.
I get it. They're young. You're not. I hear all the arguments. You don't do that in high school, whatever. Some of them are quarterbacks. Some of them you get your Derrick Henry. You got the ball every play in high school, so you never had to do it. Well, hell, by several weeks in of going through practices and spring ball, I would assume we've done some kind of drills to learn to pick up a blitz. So I don't. It's just I don't understand I think a lot of it, we can put some on the quarterbacks, we can put some on the offensive coordinator, but a lot of it's, we've got problems like keeping our quarterbacks upright too.
I agree. Yeah, Petty, to your point, we are 12 games in. We've played a full regular season. So you're telling me at no point have we improved at all in pass pro when it comes to our running backs. So I look at the offensive coordinator. I look at the running back coach. I'm looking at everybody now asking the question, okay, why has there not been some kind of improvement in that area with those guys? Look, I understand you can't teach vision. I understand you can't teach certain things, but pass pro, that's something that you can definitely improve upon. If it's a confidence thing, then you need to find some way to make them comfortable. If it's a strength thing, you have a strength and conditioning coach that you're paying a lot of money to, that you need to get one-on-one time, extra time with in that weight room, get those squats up, get every major lift up, something wherever there's a disconnect. You got to find something, because 12 games in, this should not be an issue. And I know that some of it with Jam is because he's been put to sleep a couple of times with concussions. So it's a confidence issue. It's trusting that he's going to be okay when someone comes full force. I get that, but you also have 3 other running backs on the roster you've used that just cannot figure it out.
It's funny, bring up Jam, man. You know, we had the show just with Derek talking about once you get put to sleep, not wanting to do it again. I'm sitting there with my daughter and her boyfriend. They're in college, and he's just watching casually, and he's like, man, Jam seems to be tiptoeing when he gets to the point of contact. I'm like, man, it's funny. He didn't watch that show. I said it clicked with what, I guess it was what Derek said the other day. You can tell at times that he's not still there. There's still something where he's not going fully in. And if you're not fully in this game, then you're going to get, unfortunately, I hope he's okay. I don't know what the injury ended up being tonight, but I know I saw him going off on crutches. It didn't look good. But, man, yeah, it looked like he was playing to not get put to sleep a lot of times tonight.
Right. But I'm going to tell y'all, man, something to the running backs' credit, right? We teach running backs to pick up the biggest threat. The biggest threat is in the middle of the field. So in pass pro, if they design the block, they're supposed to be looking in the A gap. You got A gap, B gap responsibility. Anything in C gap, quarterback should be able to step up in the pocket. So if they're looking A gap, B gap, boom, 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 and they don't see any pressure, then they can turn around and look C gap. By that time, if the quarterback doesn't feel it or doesn't see it, he's sacked. We're going to be mad at the running back for not picking up the pressure, but they're told to look at the biggest threat, and that is A gap, B gap, period. And then when they come in A and B gap, I done seen Kevin Riley get run over. I done seen Jam get run over. I done seen Dane Hill get run over at A gap. That's all about bringing your ass with you. You're going to have to bring it with you. But anything outside is not their responsibility. That's on the tackles and the tight ends, wide receivers to chip.
Yeah.
Anything in the middle, it's on the running back. So we can't blame the running back for not picking up every single time the quarterback gets sacked. Only inside of the tackles is their responsibility.
And to James' credit, like you said, the one time he whiffed tonight was in that gap. The rest of the time. Yeah, the rest of the times it was the tight ends, and I think you can give somewhat of a pass to the tight ends tonight because they are both freshmen playing in the biggest game of their life, and that's just going to happen to 18-year-old kids who haven't been in that situation before. And I fully expect Caleb Edwards and Marshall Pritchett to be absolute dogs once their time at Alabama is over. Let's go to our next super sticker.
One thing I'll say about that, Justin, is Coach Al. We be talking a lot, right? And Coach Al's always say this: put 84, 85 on Jackson Lord and stick him at tight end. You know you're gonna run the ball. He's not missing their blocks. Period. If that be the case, hey man, let's put an extra lineman in the game and just guarantee we make those blocks. Somebody got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it. Tell you someone who is doing it is Kevin Salter, 9333, who gave us a $4.99 super sticker. We greatly appreciate that super sticker. Let's go on. We got a few more to get to. We got Tony Collins, 2740. A couple of those runs by Ty looked reminiscent to Jake Coker back in the day.
You mean lumbering but effective?
Yeah. Hey, sometimes you need lumbering and effective.
There was that one on 4th and 1 where he zigged and then zagged, and I don't know how the hell he just fell over for the first down, but there it was at midfield. That was a crucial play to keep the drive going where Auburn would have got the ball back at midfield.
Hey, that was nerve-wracking. I was like, oh my God, they're about to send him to the boot camp.
Bumbling, stumbling. Yeah.
Hey, Don Barker's got something else to add to the conversation. He's got $5 here. We appreciate you, brother. None of it pretty, but we beat Auburn. We beat LSU and Tennessee too. We can commend Bama for this, but please get a mean streak going forward. He's talking to you, Coach Carl.
You talking about me?
We know Petty's got a mean streak.
I can't instill no mean streak in these guys. I can't do it.
That's the thing,
The
man.
defense has it. Offensive mean streak, I can't do it, man. I don't know how to do it. You tell me how to do it, Don, and I drive Tuscaloosa in the morning. and we'll figure it out. You tell me how to do it. I'm going to Tuscaloosa in the morning. Guaranteed.
Oh, Don, throw Georgia on that list too, buddy. I mean, it's been a year of beating the beast.
We had a good year of beating our rivalries.
Okay, though. I at 4 o'clock today, 3 o'clock today, Florida, a team that is special ed as they come, played another team called Florida State, who's also special ed, and beat them into submission. Somebody is one day going to have to explain to me the first week of the season, and you can't, even on a bad day. There's no way. There's no explanation for Bama losing to Florida State in this football season. Again, the Oklahoma is a weird thing with Alabama. I've decided that, but the Florida State game will always be inexplicable. But man, it's been a hell of a year for LSU, Tennessee, Auburn, Georgia. That's some pelts.
Vandy.
Yeah, Vandy. When did Vandy become a pelt?
Who just went into Knoxville and ran Tennessee out of Neyland Stadium tonight.
They evicted them from their own house, Petty. How do you get evicted from your own house when you invite a guest over?
Did Diego just walk Vanderbilt into the playoffs tonight through Neyland?
It's quite possible.
It's possible.
Missouri on the road.
It's going to be interesting to see if they get to be in the mix.
I don't care if they were asleep. I don't care if they were drunk. This Florida State team is woo. I get it though. It was weird. It's weird. I'll never understand it. But
first game of the season, Florida State had that national championship hopes still in the boundary. They took all that frustration out of Alabama. But the Oklahoma loss,
but listen,
unacceptable. Like
17.
No way you lose a game where you outgained your team about
17 points
plus.
You know, Oklahoma won 3 straight games where the team outgained them in total yards. That's just your defense doing some special things for you.
Tell you what, who's special? We got G-Force 5'11". You think that Georgia would prefer to play Mississippi over Bama?
Hold on.
I don't think so.
Hold on. Let me take this.
No. Go ahead.
First of all, G-Force, are you Jackie Sherrill? Who calls them Mississippi? Secondly, go into Chat GPT and just check Georgia's record versus Ole Miss, and then Chat GPT Georgia's record versus Alabama, and you got your answer. No, they don't. No,
they don't want Bama.
They'll take the whole state of Mississippi, put them together, make it an all-star team, and they'll still take that over Alabama. But Georgia wants no part of Alabama. They want that dysfunctional Ole Miss team that Lane Kiffin is hijacking to hell and high water all day right now. I mean, I'm hearing that there is, like, if you want to update on that, there's dissension in the team right now is the latest reports. So, yeah, they would have taken Mississippi. Sorry, that's not good. That's funny that you said, no, there's no way, man. Georgia don't want – when they saw Bama win that, they're like, son of a bitch. Really?
I think Georgia wants a rematch because they felt like they had one taken from them, and they'll be better prepared. I think if they go against the Ole Miss team, say you remove all this distraction and all the nonsense, and yes, it is pretty overwhelming. I don't think that they want an Ole Miss team that's going to be figuring things out and want some retribution from that game previously. I think if Ole Miss plays Georgia, everything going right for the Rebels don't just win, but they win convincingly.
I tell you what, if the way Ole Miss's defense is playing now versus the way they were playing then on a neutral site with the way Georgia's throwing the ball right now, yeah, I do actually think they would. But again, I go maybe Kirby because he's got the bravado, but there's no Georgia fan in their right mind that wants any part of Alabama. They are scared shitless. They don't want any part of that Crimson.
Oh,
not the way that defense is playing right now. If our offense play anywhere near competent like Ole Miss play, shit, we winning that.
Let's go on to
I agree with that.
Jason Haywood, 85-44, $5. Hard-fought win today. Hope it's enough to make the college football playoffs. I hope Jam is okay. If not, unleash AK Deer. We'll need some kind of running game versus Georgia.
Can y'all please leave AK Deer freshman on the sideline.
Well, you
And
might not have a
we could
choice,
just sprinkle him
Carl.
in and out. We could
You might
sprinkle him in and out of the game, man, on third downs, man, for pass plays, what this, that, and third. But come on, man. The kid he got to gain at least about 20 pounds before he take that Georgia punishment. Georgia is gonna light that kid up, man.
But I understand, Coach Carl. I do, but we got to take it in consideration. We're more than likely not going to have Jam, and Kevin
Hey,
Riley
we got Dre
has
Washington.
Kevin Riley has a broken jaw. This might be
bring in Dre Washington. Transfer. He got a big body.
Or I mean, why not use Jeremy Bernard more in the running game? That's an option too. But
they've been doing it too much. They get him folded up. You're gonna have to have two running backs. Use all three of them. I mean, Dane Hill, Dre Washington, and AK Deer. Use them all. Just use them all.
All of them.
Yeah. But don't put that kid out there, man. As a true freshman, ain't been getting no PT all year long, and you're gonna stick him out there in front of Georgia with those linebackers. Please don't do that to that kid.
Well, they decided to throw him in the most crucial parts of the game tonight. His very first opportunity.
He had no choice. They had no choice at that. Come on now, Riley. You know good too well they had no choice.
Listen, they should have sprinkled him in throughout the game tonight, not just one play.
Yeah, right. I forgot about Rich Young. Rich Young still on the team.
If you want to keep him on the team, you need to give him some carries this weekend. And that shows you how very little we've seen of him. All right, is SEC rules. Why does everyone keep saying Bama is in the playoffs? They will not make the CFP if they lose to Georgia. So that's the ongoing.
They still make it.
Oh, yeah, they will.
They'll still make it. They're still making it.
They're not lead. Trust me, Sankey's not going to let the SEC championship game loser get left out of the playoffs. Again, I'll go ahead and say that happens, and you will have seen the last SEC championship game in human history.
It might take that to stop the SEC championship game. Listen, this isn't 1995 through 2019. At this point, it doesn't really mean anything to have that extra piece of hardware. And if someone gets hurt playing that meaningless game, you're going to be pissed off. And when it comes to you being in the playoffs, you're going to be looking at your sideline saying, damn, I wish I had these guys. But, hey, I got a trophy. All right. Sorry. Millionaire Mari, 9304. Why does Ty do 35 checks before the snap? I think we could pretty much cover that, didn't we, Coach Carl?
Yes, we just covered that.
All right.
Defense makes you change plays, man. That's all.
That's it. Benjamin, Jam being out doesn't hurt us that much. Wait and see RTR.
Well, shit. Screw my French.
Oh.
Way that boy ran the ball tonight, it's going to hurt.
If that's the Jam we would have had going forward, please sign me up. That's the Jam we need.
Yeah. Sign me up twice.
All right. And then we got one more at Bama 21-26. Do you guys think Bama has a better chance against Georgia or A&M? Well, Georgia is the selection, but A&M, they kind of run the style of offense that does typically give us fits. But then again, they have a quarterback who, even though he's a great runner, can give you gifts. So that would play to Alabama's strengths.
Both
of them.
Yeah, because A&M D is not that good and Georgia offense is not that good. So our defense should stop Georgia's offense for the most part. But you get Edwards coming downhill at 100 miles an hour, it's going to be a long night. But the way we're playing defense on the defensive front, Lawson's being Lawson again, we should be able to stop their run game and make Gunner pass the ball. And I think that should work in our favor if our guys can cover consistently.
All right. Great stuff, guys. We went through a lot of Q&A. So now what we like to do, as we typically get close to the end of the show, we go into our final thoughts. But, hey, people don't want us to stop. Why? Because we just got another super chat from Don Parker. Thank you, brother. How to get them a mean streak. Feet to hind in practice and film sessions. Can't get it right, then have a seat. Is it that simple, Coach Carl or Petty?
It ain't that simple, Don. I promise you. Maybe back in the early 70s, but Nah, it ain't that simple. You turn around and put any one of those guys that you playing a lot of snaps on the bench, and you put somebody in behind them that hadn't played a lot of snaps, defense gonna fall all the way off. That's why they're starters and subs, so the defense don't fall off. Even the money, removing the money Jackson out of the starting lineup made the defense 3 times better.
Mhm.
And coming into the year, he was what, number 3 corner on the big board in the NFL, big board.
Right.
So you just think about it. You can't go about patting kids on the butt, making them hit the film room. I guarantee you, I'm willing to bet you my house to $5 that it's a lot of film study going on in Alabama. A lot of film study. It ain't the film room. That's inside. In here. See, we can't teach this here. It's
No, you
what's
can't.
inside here that count. If you ain't got it inside of you, you can't teach that, Don. I promise you
Can't.
that. You can push it, you can push, and it go right in the bathroom and crap it out. If it ain't inside of you, if you don't have no heart of a lion, you can't put it in you. It's not the Tin Man in the Woods of Oz.
You just pretty much summed up the premise of the Rocky movies and Mick training Rocky right there. All right, Moonrocka, what adjustments do you expect these staff to make after the early season matchup versus Georgia? Petty, you want to tackle this?
Oh, shit. I mean, that's a good question because I mean, like we discussed, we've kind of put a blueprint, and this would be one Georgia's licking their chops. But on the flip side, I'm not sure it's the same Georgia team.
It's not.
I think it's two different teams facing each other. So I mean, on the flip side, I think Georgia's going to have a hard time scoring with the way their offense has trended here lately. But no, that's a good question. We talked about it earlier in this show. Kirby Smart is one of the best halftime adjusters. Well, now he's had a full season and played you. So it's going to be an interesting game, man. This could be a freaking 9-6, type of affair with the two defensive minds and what the offenses have looked like lately. Because let's be real, man. And I don't think Georgia's defensive front's as nasty as the one we saw tonight, though. I'll say that. No. I think we played Georgia. I think we've seen 2 nastier defensive fronts since in Oklahoma and Auburn. So that's a good thing. There's one of the positives. I don't think they can get after Ty like Auburn did tonight. But I don't know, man. That's actually a fabulous question. We're going to have to find ways to all right, I'm gonna need more time to think on that, Moonrocker. We'll come back. Maybe we need to make that a topic Tuesday because that's good stuff. That's a great question.
Yeah, fantastic. All right, we got one more super chat, and then we'll get to our final thoughts. This has been the question of the night, gentlemen. $2. William Rogers Jr. 3487. What's going on with Ryan Williams?
I have no idea.
Possibly put another. You
find out you emailed it to me.
That's the best way we could put it, other than stating obviously what the eye test has shown us throughout the entire season. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe the coaches weren't seeing what they needed from him. But then again, you also have to remember you went against an Auburn defense that neutralizes players.
And he's a deep threat, so you gotta have a deep threat to be effective.
True.
I mean, he's a 30, 40 yard down the field type of kid. You can't throw the ball 40 yards down the field, you're not gonna hit it. You seen it tonight when Ty tried to hit Jam on the deep route. He throwing the deep route, the Jam. I mean Germ, like he would throw it at Ryan. I always throw it in front, but he throwing the ball to Ryan like he throwing it to Germ. A little bit behind him because Germ is not as fast as those guys are. So it's like he just missed timing on who he throwing the ball to. He sees somebody open, but not knowing who it is. Really, that would have seemed like to me.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to our last topic, and that is final thoughts. Gentlemen, I need to hear the final thoughts regarding this game, and then also what you're expecting going forward. And of course, that's the SEC championship. Start us out, Petty, and then we'll go to Coach Carl, and then we'll bring this thing to a close.
I'll be honest, man. I'm today. It's my name's day.
Happy birthday, by the way, Petty.
Yeah.
Everybody in the chat. Let's
Happy birthday, Petty.
wish
Roll Tide.
Petty is 28 years old today.
It's been a good weekend to a degree. Friday was maybe the weirdest day of football I've ever watched as an Ole Miss fan. But then as an Alabama fan, watching it with my wife, I always get that special feel for the Iron Bowl. It's just such a special game. And it started, I'll be honest, man, starting the day with the game being in the snow, the Ohio State-Michigan game just kind of got me going. It's just, I don't know, college football in the snow, big rivalries, and then finishing the Iron Bowl with a win. Couldn't be a better day. I'm happy for the Alabama nation. Anytime you go down there in the Indian Burial Ground and get a win, it feels good. Being a Bama grad, I learned how special this game is. It meant more to me than the Tennessee game. So it very special. On the flip side, I am reading. It is official. And look, now I'm looking forward to the Georgia game, the SEC championship. That's also weird. We'll talk about that as the week goes on. I think we need to do Moonrocker's question. It was good. Appreciate all the happy birthdays. My final thought, though, is I thought my man Smoke, I hope Smoke Dixon's out there. If you watched our Monday shows, he used to get on me and it's like, hey, Petty, some tigers don't change their stripes. And I'm telling you, there's one that hasn't changed his stripes. And guess what? That tiger's actually now a freaking tiger officially. I'm learning now LSU is Lane Kiffin is officially the new coach at LSU. He will be holding a team meeting with Ole Miss at 9 a.m. So my final thoughts are, Lane Kiffin, fuck you. Go fuck yourself. I'm sorry. And I said that I wouldn't do that. I won't ever say that about a kid like we had on one of our shows on another network. I won't ever do that to kids. But Lane Kiffin, in the middle of a season like this, all I can say is kiss my ass.
Coach Carl, you actually have to you have to follow that, Coach Carl.
Sorry, Coach Carl. Happy birthday, Penny.
Coach Carl, this is where you as a coach have to make adjustments.
Happy birthday, Petty.
Roll
down time. My final thoughts are shit. Sorry, Petty, but way to go, Lane. Shit, 90 millions. 25 million to NIL.
That's the funny thing.
Call me, Lane. I'm newly available. I just retired, but I will come out of retirement for you, Lane.
Sir, your wife doesn't want you to do that. Don't do that. Well, no.
Well, she probably don't care. That's a lot of money. You know, she could sacrifice that stinking ass swamp down there for a little while, right? So I'm quite sure she could sacrifice that. I mean, can't go outside in Baton Rouge, shit. You know what I mean? In daytime you can, but at night you can't go outside. So that's an adjustment too, right? So like I said, you're gonna have to down Petty. Like Petty, it's an adjustment for Lane. He gonna get down there with that stinking ass city. Everything around the whole little state is built on bridges, so you don't touch the stinking ass state. Like the whole state is built on bridges, so you can't touch the stinking ass ground down there. So
island.
He get a chance to enjoy it, right? So kudos to him. Kudos to Bama for winning the damn Iron Bowl. Not looking forward to the Georgia game. We usually beat Georgia, but I'm very, very not looking forward to the Georgia game. If offense figure out something ground-wise and consistency moving the ball, I'm not worried about Georgia, but Kirby is Kirby. Kirby is a baby Nick Saban. It's hard to beat that guy twice. Yeah, it's hard to beat his ass once, but to beat him twice in the same year, and then you may have to face him again in the playoffs.
That's the thing.
That's different, man.
Look, we're going to discuss that elephant in the room, no pun intended, I think, as the week goes on. Man, we're the competitors in us, especially Alabama folks that are like, man, SEC championship, Atlanta, this is what we do. But good gosh, you got to go play Georgia. And look, you're going to put that ball down and competitive juicers are going to go and you're going to want to win that damn trophy. But you got a playoff coming up too that Georgia lost their quarterback in that game last year.
Right.
Yeah, just, man, I'm so funny about the SEC playoff now and the dinosaur of it. but I know that could keep us going. Sorry.
So what you're saying is maybe we just treat this game like a tune-up for the playoffs, and
Mm-hmm.
we sit our starters like Ty and others and let Key.
Yeah, just play all the. But you can't do that. I mean, no, you
But-
can't do that.
No,
you
question.
can't do that. I know.
Question of the night, Petty, on your birthday. With Lane officially, you say, taking the LSU job. Do you let Lane coach this team in the playoff?
Nope. No. Let me ask you this: Alabama, would Alabama let a coach that had just taken the job at LSU coach their team in the playoffs? Do you let that fox in the hen house because as soon as those playoff ends, you walk into the portal and he's just sitting there with your entire team right before the portal. And does that hamper your ability to go get a coach? Hell no, you don't let him coach it. You don't get your cake and eat it too. You want to coach this team, you're a part of this team. And I've heard a lot of people kind of put this eloquently. Look, I get it. It's LSU, the sticker. Nick Saban, he said, my dad's gone. I'm going to talk to my mentors, Pete Carroll and Nick Saban. As soon as I heard that, I knew it was over because Nick Saban's going to tell him you can recruit at LSU on a different level than you can at Ole Miss.
On a different level.
Again, you're doing it at a time where you have a team currently in the playoffs. So it's the weirdest thing ever. But no, you don't. No, you want that team. That's your team. Go the hell off with them. No, you don't get to coach this team. If you wanted this team, and like I said, I get it. You get LSU, you get the sticker, you get a better opportunity possibly to win more titles. Orgeron's done it. Les Miles did it. Of course, Saban did it. He's the greatest ever. But not just because it's the thing you wanted, it's not always the best time. And it wasn't the best time because of what you got going on now. So, and I'm sad that, I'm sorry, I'm probably about to upset some people real quick. And I'm sorry. Saban kind of, I'm not the happiest. I respect Saban in so many ways because he's the greatest coach ever. I never thought he would become a mouthpiece to the machine. And he's now become a little bit of a mouthpiece to the CAA Jimmy Sexton machine and started toting a little bit of water this weekend where you got people on Fox Network like Joe Klatt actually calling it out like, Lane, how are you going to go into a kid's living room now at LSU and say, hey, man, come with me. I'm with you for the long run when you just walked out on a team in the freaking playoffs. And you got now Coach Saban saying, I'd let him coach in the championship. You would? Because you didn't let him coach in the championship, Coach. You fired his ass right before the championship for doing the same freaking thing. So don't tell me, Coach Saban, that you would let Lane coach because you didn't do it yourself. But now you're toting the water, and that bothered me. I hated that Nick did that because I think you're one of my favorite people of all time. But
Nick said,
Joe Klatt telling you, now you're going to go sit in this kid's living room and say, I'm with you. I hope every coach is going to go right in after you and say, you're going to trust Lane Kiffin. And I hate to break it to you. You're sitting, you want to win a championship. You're staring it in the face this year. You got a team that's hot enough right now to go win the whole damn thing. And Nick Saban has that commercial on Ford. Etch your own legacy, blah, blah, blah. Oh, really? Well, you etch your own legacy at Ole Miss, not at fucking LSU where 3 other people have already etched their own legacy in the last 20 years. Come on with the freaking hypocrisy. But if that's what you want, that's fine. But sometimes in life, it's not the right time. And now wasn't the right time? Dude, I get the Ole Miss people are going to hate you, but man, the rest of the nation, I'm interested to see how they view this because you wanted the Alabama job. I can tell you what the powers that be at Alabama think about you right now. That's the same son of a bitch we fired before the national title. You ain't changed, and you ain't good enough for us at Alabama.
Paul Bryan Jr. just reassured everyone why he never allowed it to happen.
My Lane will never be at Alabama because you ain't big a boy enough for it.
All right. I think it's time to wrap things up.
There's nothing to be said behind that one.
There's nothing else to be said. If you want coverage of Alabama going into the SEC championship, then I strongly recommend everyone tuning into the Bama Standard this Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, where Marvin Constant will highlight the evening with his takes from this game. But also, we're going to bring you the most exciting episode ever because we're going to the SEC championship. So that probably means
let's get back to that. Roll freaking Tide. DeBoer.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Happy birthday, Petty. Roll Tide.
We will get a great guest, so be ready. It's going to be worth it. Shout out to Antonio Langham for coming this past Tuesday. Him and Slade Bolden stole the show. One of the best episodes we've ever had.
Oh, really good stuff.
Before we get out of here, I got to let folks know how they can find you. So please, if you wouldn't mind, Coach Carl, start us out. Then we'll go to Patty, and I'll close it out.
It's in the background. T-Time Media. You catch me on T-Time Media on Wednesday and Sunday with John. We drop videos during recruits. And you can find me on the Block Sports sometime when I be dropping my little shorts, talking crazy, stupid stuff. Or you can hit me up on X. It's in the corner, that corner right there, the left side. All right. Well,
it's also on the ticker right here too. So
that corner, right?
If
Coach KD Taylor on X, man.
Petty_Daniel, you'll catch me here at the Bama Standard on Tuesday nights with all these Bama legends. Like you said, Langham last week. We had Lassick the week before. It's been freaking amazing, and I know we'll have some more this week going into, as my guy Keith Holcomb said, Bryant Denny East in Atlanta, where the Tide rules. So, man, like I said, after my diatribe, I felt like I needed to get a little bit of Tide back in it because the Tide rolled in that Iron Bowl tonight, baby.
Absolutely. Hey, thank you for being with us all season long. Thank you to everyone who was a part of our chat tonight. Thank you especially to the folks who contributed via Super Chat. Again, we never ask for any of that, but we're very grateful for what you do for us. And rest assured, it's being used properly to provide you with the best content out there in terms of Alabama football, as well as all of college football. That's going to do it for all of us here at the Bama Standard post-game show. Again, Alabama wins 27-20 over the Auburn Tigers, closing out the regular season at 10-2. Postseason lays ahead. We will see you on Tuesday. That'll do it for all of us. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.